Hey, this is Clockwork, it's Fanny. We're the Houston Outlaws, and welcome to the press conference.
Okay, the first question is, were you guys expecting Shadowburn to be put in instead of EQO?
I think we were preparing for EQO, but we get the news of like their starting roster like a bit before our game. So we like knew that they had Shadowburn for the first map, and we kind of based on that we realized that they're just going to run Shadowburn the whole time. So we started preparing for it, and I think we still were ready for it.
Yeah, I mean, like, no matter what, like, they were probably going to be running Genji, so,
Yeah.
I mean, you're preparing for more or less the same thing anyway, so.
All right, the next question is, what are you guys' thoughts on Bridgette?
I have some kind of negative thoughts about her because she's not a very high skill hero, like, clearly. Like, you can do some combos with her, but like her just base mechanics don't take any skill. And I think the utility that she provides is like a really unhealthy thing for the game. So if she ever became meta, I think it would be really unfun, same as Mercy.
I think that, like, she's one of those heroes, it's, similar to Torbjorn Symmetra, where, like, you can't have her as one of the two supports, I don't think, because she just does not offer enough healing. This game is, like, so big on healing, if you don't have enough, it's like, you can't play the game, right? So she might have to be like a DPS role, or like substituted for DPS, or maybe even like a flex or something.
And like if she is powerful enough to be ran as the second support, it's because she is broken.
Yeah,
and like
it
just like it destroys the meta.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, the next question is, who is the best singer on the team?
Clockwork.
Yeah, probably me. I would say.
Or Tyrong.
I've never heard Tyrone sing, but I think I'm like the only one who even like attempts it, honestly. So.
Yeah.
Did the hype of dominating the first half cause you to slack a bit, leading to the fusion bringing it back?
I mean, we could definitely say that we got a little cocky, but like, I don't know. That's not a good way to look at it, because then that's just like brushing off. Like, all right, we got cocky, let's just not get cocky next time. Like there's still things that we did that we need to review and fix. So I don't know. Like, we don't really look at it that way. Like, we just need to fix our mistakes and get better next time.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think it'll always kind of be like a tendency in games where you can get reverse swept. That's why you kind of see it happen like more than you would think it would, because people kind of get complacent. Like, they're like, oh, we're up 2-0. Not that like you're not trying as hard as before. It's just like you're set in the way that you were playing the last two maps. So if they throw like a curveball, or like you just get like an unlucky run, it's kind of hard to like turn that around. But it's definitely not something that we like look at like, oh, stop getting too cocky, because like I don't think we're like necessarily that kind of team. I think we try really hard to constantly adapt to what they're doing. So
yeah.
All right, the last question for you guys is, you guys talk about other teams like Bastion being big rivals for you, but do you think the true rival for you is Philly?
I mean, it's tough to say, right? Because like I feel like the situations we find ourselves in every time we play Philly are really weird.
Yeah.
So like we kind of blame ourselves more than like, well, I don't know. Like Philly obviously played really well, but like we kind of want to improve ourselves when we lose to Philly, rather than be like, all right, that was a great match. No offense to Philly, but I don't know. They're obviously a great team, and they could be considered rivals, but at this point we have so many.
I would say if there are rivals, like this would be like the start of the rivalry, because I think the first time we played them was like really like our team was not even like close to what it is now. Like the infrastructure and everything, like the way we held ourselves as a team was not even remotely close. So if they are rivals, I think it would be starting now. I mean, I think it is fitting because they have like a lot of phase members. And we have some phase members, and we also have FNRGFE members, and I think phase and that team and our team were like a really big kind of rivalry, because we were like the number 2, number 3 team going into contenders. So I think it's fitting, but I think that if it's true, this is the start of it.
Okay, so the next question was actually intended for Jake, but since he's not here, I'm going to ask it to you guys. What was the thought process behind the Bastion pick?
It was mostly, we were expecting a Pharah comp off the bat. A lot of teams run Pharah, whether it's Pharah Mercy or Pharah Zen, and we think that strategy works very well against it. Plus, we were very confident in going forward. Jake's a great Bastion, he's known for it. And we wanted to do something a little bit cheesy, I guess. it just felt right. I don't know what else to say about it.
Yeah, it's like it's good to have too. Like if you pull it out on stage now, like other teams have to like worry about it.
Yeah.
Like from a mental standpoint, I mean that's not why we did it, but it's definitely good that we're doing stuff like that and that the team is like in a position where they feel like they can get away with stuff like that because you can't prep for it. Like no team's gonna run that in scrims. Like no team's gonna like show it to you. And like if someone just pulls that out randomly, or like if we do other stuff like that in the future, it just gives other teams like something else that they have to like worry about, and that's definitely beneficial to us.
It shows that we're comfortable doing anything on stage if we think it's the best, and I think setting that mindset for other teams is a good thing. Yeah.
All right. The next question is, which outlaw is most likely to pour the milk before the cereal?
I want to say Muma because he does stupid stuff, but I feel like this is one thing that he definitely wouldn't do. I feel like he would rage at anyone who
He doesn't
did this.
drink milk.
I would say
Women wouldn't put milk in the
Mendo
cereal.
because he puts ketchup on pasta, or Jiri. Maybe not Jiri. I don't know. I think
I feel like it'd be
Mendo.
like Jake or like.
No, not
It had to
Jay.
be, like,
I don't
it had
think
to be
so.
like one of the. I feel like that's one of those things that like you think you know somebody and then it's like they're that
maybe
person.
Spree.
Yeah, maybe
Wait, I've seen him
I don't
eat
know.
cereal though. I feel like there's no way.
That's true.
I feel like it's Mendo.
It's just suboptimal.
It is. It's definitely Mendo.
We have too many critical thinkers on this team to be doing that.
Okay, the next question is, what was your favorite Pokemon growing up as a kid?
Ooh. This one's tough. I like Ninetales a lot when I was like a really young kid, like kindergarten age. I think that's when Pokemon came out. I remember it was just so long ago when I first played it. I think Ninetales would be it as like a very young kid.
I don't know why. I feel like mine was always Dratini.
Teeny owns.
Because it was like this little snake thing. It looked like a little like lizard snake. Like I mean, it's not a lizard. It has no arms, but like it just had this like crazy potential to just like turn into this crazy dragon. But like you didn't need it to be the crazy dragon. Like it could have. I don't know. Like when I watched a TV show when I was a kid, the Pokemon like had the choice. You know, like do I want to become the crazy dragon or not? Like do I want to be the Charmander that hits Charizard? And the answer is always like sometimes they just didn't want to evolve, and I felt like that was Dratini. Like he knew he had so much potential, but he never like wanted to tap into it, and he just knew that if one day someone pissed him off, he could like become the Dragonite that he always dreamed of. You know.
All right, the next question for you guys is, how are you guys feeling about the game against Nixle on Saturday?
Still think we're confident, like always. I think if you're not confident, you won't perform the best that you're able to. So I think even if you're not confident, you should force yourself to be. So I think moving forward, as soon as we hit a review, see what went wrong, change what we need to change on Friday, I think we'll be confident going into on Saturday.
Yeah, I think like I don't know. It's important to know that there's no team that's like scary to us. I guess like the problem right now, I think, especially today after the loss, is like I feel like we were in our own heads a lot this week, and like that hurt us a lot more than like anything that anyone else could do. Like I mean, we know New York's good. Like they're probably like one of the hardest teams we ever play in scrims, and like they're probably one of the teams I think like has, from like a stylistic standpoint, like matches up really well against us. I guess similarly the way Philly does, where like. Just the way that the teams play like is good against the way we play. I think that's how we feel, but at the same time, like we definitely feel like there's nobody in the league that's like unbeatable.
Yeah.
And so like we go into every match like assuming that like just we can win, like this is winnable, and we just keep that mindset and then like execute. I think like a lot of teams right now have like a problem with like finishing games, and like that hasn't really been a problem for us yet. So I think that like that's one of the things that like keeps us in the head, like in the lead.
The final question for you guys is, can Boink do the outro?
Me do the outro. I guess Bandy's not here to do it, so it makes sense. All right. This is a Houston Outlaws press conference. That's Banny. I'm Boink. This is Flame, my GM. We'll catch you guys next match.
It's just going to be me laughing over the entire time. There's going to be a clip of me laughing.